everybody, I'm Sarah and I'm a recorder player. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're having another question and answer session. Today all about the big recorders. An exciting announcement. A few weeks back I made a video about Paetzold instruments, and these are my two Paetzold recorders. I was contacted by the lovely people at Paetzold by Kunath, which is the company that makes these, and I'm very proud to announce that I am now officially an official endorser of Paetzolds. I'm really looking forward to working with these people, and I get to do things like test out new developments and new improvements and to tell you guys about it, so stay posted. Okay, on to your questions. We'll start with the most important one from Mark Cromer. He says, are you on Instagram? Yes. Yes, I'm on Instagram. You can follow me at sockmyshoe. This is my username. Also on Twitter. It refers to the fact that I used to have a website about sock-shoe combinations, and since then I've evidently swapped my passion for sock-shoe combinations for a YouTube channel about recorders, which I think is slightly more useful. Okay, so today my questions are gradually going to increase in size. We will start with the tenor. Michaela Mack asks, what is your point of view concerning straight neck versus bent neck tenors? If you didn't know this already, the larger recorders either come straight or sometimes they come with a bent neck, kind of like this. And what this does, it enables your hands, instead of being here, it enables you to lift like this, which for some people is easier for the hand position. Personally, I prefer to play straight-necked instruments. Why? I think you can do a lot more to help yourself with a large stretch through having a good hand position than by simply moving your hands up. If you look at my hands, they are tiny. I have really, really small hands, and I can play the giant recorders. However, I don't want to speak for any people who really feel like a bent neck recorder is necessary. If you physically have something with your fingers, hands, wrists, arms, that means having the bent neck, which means being able to lift your hand position up, makes playing the recorder possible, whereas a straight recorder isn't possible, then that's fine. I would say do what works for you. If you're on the edge, I'd say, look, just go for a straight recorder and work on having a good hand position. But maybe you have arthritis, or maybe you have broken one of your fingers and it doesn't work the same as the others anymore. At the end of the day, do what works for you. Oh, it's so hot in here. Moving on to the Basset now, and Edwin Bergenfolk says, I have a Yamaha Basset and I always felt that the crook, that's this metal thing, was an unnecessary difficulty. I prefer the more direct contact, which is playing without the crook. However, I felt like playing without the crook would be cheating. What do you think? Alright, let's get into this. The Basset recorder in F comes with a metal crook, and then you play it like this. You also have the choice to take the crook out, remove the cap, and then you can just play by blowing into the hole at the top. You do have to turn the head joint around so then the labium, the part where the air is going out, is facing towards you. Personally, I much prefer to play in direct contact with the recorder. I feel that the sound is stronger, I feel that I can do a lot more with air, with articulation. The exception is that I do like to play the crook if we're doing something very classical. I feel a bit more, I feel a bit more classical playing like this. For example, with my trio, we play some Bartok and then we do play with the crook. Again, like with a bent neck instrument, the crook can make it slightly easier for your hands because instead of being down here, you're lifting everything up. The other part of Evelyn's question was, will playing directly onto the head joint damage the cork? Maybe you can see around the top of the instrument is some cork. Actually, it shouldn't damage it. If you look here, there's this much wood and When I play, my mouth doesn't even reach the cork, it's only on the wood. You can see that the cork on mine is damaged, but that is because this instrument is already more than 8 years old. I have played it a lot. Cork is also a natural material, it's going to have natural wear and tear, and this breakage here I suspect comes from me putting on or taking off the cap when the cork isn't properly lubricated. I have a kind of handy lipstick style Vaseline stick, and I just like to put on a little bit of Vaseline, rub it in. That means when I put this on, it's not going to break. If worst comes to worst and you have a little bit of wear and tear like this, you can go to any recorder maker, you can ask where to find them in a music shop, and they can often just recork it for you. And if you want a quick fix, you could take some dental floss and wrap it around over the damaged cork, and that can also protect it. But in terms of cheating, not cheating, there are no recorder police. Do what works for you. So after my video on the Paetzold, I got loads of questions about these instruments. The first one is from Dom Pinto, and he says, I'm left-handed, so I place my hands on the opposite way of where the keys are. Is there any chance I could get one with the buttons on the opposite side? First, a note on left and right-handedness. It shouldn't actually matter when playing the recorder. Your left hand is always at the top, your right hand is always at the bottom. They're both moving and working, so it doesn't matter which way round your hands are. Actually, left-handed people, you have an advantage because your left thumb is very active in recorder playing. As far as I know, there aren't any Paetzolds yet with the keys the other way round. However, I do want to say something. In much earlier times, for example with Renaissance recorders, they were sometimes built so that you could play them either way round. For example, this is the Renaissance Basset owned by my trio. If you'd like to meet these recorders in a video, then let me know in the comments. You can see that the key at the bottom is actually a double key. So if you're playing it this way or this way. However, you can see from the rest of the instrument that this hole here is placed slightly outwards for my left ring finger, and this hole here is placed slightly outwards for my right ring finger. But we did have these instruments specially built for us, and I'm sure if we'd spoken with the maker and said, hey, we want a left-handed instrument with the holes the other way round, I'm sure he could have made it for us. So, question from Mary Saratoga. She says, I saw somewhere that the reach on the different Paetzolds is the same. How does that work? Well, on the Paetzolds, the holes that normally would play da 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 are actually here, here, and here. There's no human being can reach this stretch. So what they have done is fix keys. You can see that the middle key covers the middle hole, and then either side of it you place your fingers for the further holes. And these keys, this key is actually this long, so you close it with your finger here and the hole is here. So in theory, if you group the keys around the central hole, you could have holes here and here and it wouldn't matter because you're still putting your fingers in the same place. So let's measure this. This is, okay. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. The difference will come not in this, but in this. I think pretty much everybody can play, definitely up to the contrabass, and I know that because my 6-year-old students can play it. Mary also asks, how do you read your sheet music when you're behind the Paetzold? Well, the great thing is the mouthpiece is completely adjustable. For example, I'd come here out to the side, move the mouthpiece to here, and I'd have the music here in front of me. Ethan Savkin asks about the octave holes. Do they have actually 2 octave holes, 2 thumb holes on the back? They do. As we all know, a smaller recorder has 1 thumb hole on the back. You close it for the lower register and you open it part way for the higher. Now, I don't think you can actually see the holes, but there are actually 2 of them, a large one under here and a small one. So when I push down the thumb hole, it closes. Then I can do this and open the small hole. That is as if you are playing on a smaller recorder and opening it halfway. Good question from Jeremiah Isaacs. He says, okay, the key sounds are part of that Paetzold sound that we know and love, but some recordings don't have such high levels of key noise than my video. And why is this? Good question. Now, indeed, this key noise is something that us Paetzold players have come to embrace. I really enjoy playing with it. But of course, it is possible to play with less. Then you just relax your fingers more, make smoother movements. One small thing to mention, if you're hearing a lot of kind of key noise in these YouTube videos, I'm not recording this with a camera, I'm using my iPhone, and that doesn't have the best microphone in it. It tends to pick up all the kind of high frequencies which do amplify the... So if you're comparing the sound from this YouTube video with a professional recording, there's no comparison because I'm using my phone. So yeah, you can choose to play with a lot of key sound by having strong fingers, but you can also minimize it by relaxing your fingers, playing smoothly, and of course making sure the padding is in tip-top condition. And actually both Jeremiah and Ethan had the question about miking up my Paetzold. Now I'm going to do a whole video with a colleague of mine about how to mic your instruments, but I will just show my microphone. I use a DPA microphone 4061 for people that are interested, and it's very tiny, very powerful microphone, and I place it just here underneath the labium. Now there's a lot more that I can say, but you're gonna have to wait for my microphone video, to be honest. Oh yeah, I have one question from a viewer. In the Paetzold video, someone asked, did you hit your Paetzold on the ceiling? And I was like, oh my god, did I? I don't think I did, because the ceiling here is really high. I can actually get to here. I think what it could have been was the corner of my Paetzold stand bumping the floor. But guys, you know me, I wouldn't hit my hip instruments on the ceiling. I love them. This is one of those moments where people say, oh, it must be so nice to play the recorder, it's so small and easy to carry around. Well, that was it for today. All of your questions about the big instruments. You sent me lots more and keep sending them because I'm going to keep doing these question and answer videos. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like to do that, please click on, you can click on this Basset recorder. Have a great day. Bye!